Hi, everybody. So here's a end of the year, heading towards the finish line AP pep talk. And I'm in the mountains, by the way, Pine Mountain Club. Google it. It's a beautiful place. Just a little hour, more than an hour out of LA. And there's like bears and mountains and beautiful scenery and no people. And yeah, it's just awesome. Finally escaped our house. Anyway, grades. I'm going to talk about grades. Uh, Everybody's worried about them. That's good. That's normal. And I'm going to direct you to a plot that's on my website. I think it's AP Results 2 under the AP link on Doctrinito. Anyway, this chart shows all the students that I've ever had since I've started teaching at CV in AP that have taken the AP test. And one axis shows you, for example, here it says A. So this says that 49% of the people that have taken my class AP have earned A's. And this column shows what percent of the people who've taken my class have earned 5s. So if I'm doing my job right and you're doing your job right, these two numbers should be the same. And they aren't. And interestingly enough, if you add the A's and the B's together and you add the 4s and the 5s together, then the numbers are about the same. Anyway, there's a lot of information in this plot. And if everything goes the way it should, everyone should be on the diagonal. And so I've said this a couple times, and I'm going to see it through, and that is your grade in the class is going to be your grade on the AP test, which means you're going to, by definition, fall on this diagonal. And that's my job, is to make that happen. And I can. Okay, so what's the strategy from here? Okay, sort of the end game, path to success. First off, I would like you, or these are suggestions, okay? So I would encourage you to visit the sheet that shows the curriculum by unit. And I introduced this at the beginning of quarter 3. And if you scroll through this now, what you'll notice is there isn't much yellow left, which is part that we're responsible for teaching you. So we're almost done. The red was on your shoulders, so hopefully you're finding time to do that. But what you should do is go through this and look at the topics. And if there are areas where you feel weak, you should go on Google Classroom and watch the corresponding videos. They're really good. Great way to get ready, fill in those areas where you don't feel as strong. But that takes discipline. And everything I'm going to tell you takes discipline, FYI. So, surprise, surprise. What else? Second thing, I'm going to issue through Google Classroom 3 or 4, somewhere around there, multiple, let's just say multiple, full-length AP test multiple choice data sets or question sets. So there'll be 40, just like the real one. And what I encourage you to do is lock yourself in a room and take each of those as though it was the real test. Time yourself. You're going to have an hour and a half on the real thing. So put the timer on. When you have that much time, then sit down and take those tests, and that'll be, by the time you do the real one, you will have had 3 under your belt. Let's go for 3. And great practice. Next thing, take the homework seriously. And what do I mean by that? I mean, do it yourself. And that takes a lot of discipline. Time yourself. And in the end, you're going to have 4 free response questions, and you're going to have to do them in an hour and a half. So a true test would be if you could take the hour and a half, divide it by 4, whatever that is, and give yourself that much time on the homework question, because they're going to be example free response questions. But that's all going to be really helpful to you. And all of these suggestions that I'm giving you are designed so that you can be successful, which means earning a 5 on the AP test. But the other thing it does for you is it makes it so the day of the test will be less anxiety provoking. If you do the sweating on your own in your bedroom, trying to pound through these practice tests, by the time you get to the real test, you'll be confident. You'll have seen the information before. You would have had a lot of practice. And the experience, I think, will be a confidence builder. If you don't do these things, then all of that stuff is going to happen during the 3-hour real test. And that could be very anxiety provoking. So I'm trying to encourage you to not do the latter by giving you these suggestions. Take the multiple choice questions seriously that your group leaders are giving you every time you have a class. And starting now, I'm telling the group leaders to time them. And since everybody's different, they need, you guys, the group leaders for AP, need to decide how long that is. But see, do the time, pick a time, and then when that time gets up, tell everybody to stop and then go over it. And then keep trying to make that time shorter and shorter. And then after it's over, you can talk about it, make sure you understand the concept, and then you can have as much time as you need to go over that. But I think that'll be really helpful to getting you ready. So those are the tips I have for you now. If you have questions or there's something you think I can do to help you, please seek me out. I am going to meet with each of you individually between now and the AP test, and it might be like a oral, but its intent is to be coaching. So it's going to be like me pumping you up or telling you what you can work on to better position yourself for the test. So this is going to have a little bit of a different flavor than the previous oral evaluations that we've had. And finally, I would encourage you to pay attention to what your attitude is. And a winning attitude right now would be somebody who is looking forward to me issuing the homework. So if you're waiting around on a Sunday afternoon for me to issue that week's homework because you're raring to go and you want to know what the next question is, that's going to lead to success. So keep that up. And if you don't have that attitude, let's say you do it on Fridays, like starting about dinner time, try to push it up a little. Try to see why you procrastinate, and see if you can like push it to Thursday, and keep trying to do that. And in the process of doing that, that push to pull it earlier, try and figure out why you're procrastinating, and that perhaps will help you figure out how to get on a path to what I think will be very successful. All right, good luck, everybody. Goodbye from Pine Mountain. Coolest place.